Hey!
Boo!
Boo!
Scared to be you want to be. Well, the video had been again on Facebook.
Okay.
Ah,
Hey, hello everybody, and welcome back to our Sunday night offering of Astronomy Edutainment, the Sunday Night Astronomy Show.
yay!
Yay!
Silence.
First of all, I'd like to welcome back my two regular co-hosts, Mr. Paul Owen from the Moonshadow Observatory in Hampton. Hey, Paul, snowing up there today? Night?
Good
Tonight?
evening.
Is it snowing yet?
It snowed. It snowed. I got to use my new snowblower a couple of times today, and
Cool.
it was fun.
We get a chance again tomorrow, I think. Another 15 centimeters coming.
Well, they say now they're saying that it might bypass us a little, so we'll see.
Ooh, that'd be good.
We'll see.
Mr. Mike Powell from the PFO Observatory here in St. John. Hey, Mike.
Hello.
Evening.
Good evening.
Okay, well, this week on the Sunday Night Astronomy Show, well, we're focusing on the most iconic constellation in the winter sky, Orion. From the glowing Great Nebula to the blue-white stars of its belt, we'll explore the features and myths that make up this constellation, and it's usually a favorite for stargazers everywhere, I'd say. Also tonight, Mike's back with another binocular target of the week. Paul will be delivering another interesting Rosanna's fun fact.
I will.
I have a little bit of notes on what's to watch for this week. Really not much, but I do have a contest to mention as well. And we will have your wonderful photo submissions to share as well, of course. So sit back, everybody, and enjoy. And remember, this is a family-friendly, live, interactive broadcast. So comment away if you like. Yabba dabba doo. Dan. Thanks, Dan. Okay, let's get started then. And I guess that's up to me with the first part. So I'm just going to have to do a couple of things here. It's this way. This way. Do something here. And then back here.
You know the difference between the people in Dubai and the people from Abu Dhabi?
What's that?
The people from Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but the people from Abu Dhabi do.
Yep.
Oh, Uford.
Have we got that on our screen, or do we? Are we seeing it?
Yeah,
No,
I think so. Well, right now it's the three of us, but
three of us. I thought I had it on the other screen. Hang on a second.
you got all kinds of screens. You got more screens.
I got too much going on. Yep.
This is the 3 stars in Orion's belt.
I think Supertramp wrote a song about you. Screener.
Did they?
You know he was a screener.
How's that?
Hey, there you are.
Yeah, I don't want that screen because the audience isn't seeing it the right way. Hang on a second. Show my screen anyway. Maybe there. Okay, maybe they got it. There we go. Okay, we'll try it that way.
Okay.
I think. Yep. Okay. Orion. So we're talking a little bit about Orion tonight. And, well, what is Orion? Well, it's the 26th largest constellation and one of the most recognized, of course. Best viewing really from December to February. It has 2 of the 10 brightest stars in the night sky. And it has a number of deep sky treasures, mostly nebula. Now, according to Greek legend, Orion was the mortal son of the god Poseidon. And he had extraordinary good looks, like most of us do.
Yes.
And great skills as a hunter. He was also very boastful. After bragging that he could hunt down and kill any creature alive, the Earth Mother Gaia caused a great scorpion to rise up from the earth and kill Orion after a fierce battle. There's one of Kurt's stories, eh? Scary stories. Yeah. Well, Zeus took pity on Orion and placed him in the night sky. Now, Zeus also memorialized the scorpion, but to keep the two far apart, he placed them at opposite ends of the sky. So when we watch one rise, the other one sets. Scorpius and Orion. So, some of the things about Orion. Well, we can use Orion as a signpost, first of all. Orion does become, like the Big Dipper, it can help us find our way around the night sky. That's the whole thing. So, if we take the 2 stars, for instance, of Orion to Rigel, through Rigel and Betelgeuse, go straight up, we'll hit into Gemini. If we go from the bottom left star to the top right star, straight through, that'll bring us up to Capella and Auriga. Off to the left-hand side, race through the tops of 2 stars horizontally. We'll go into Procyon in Canis Minor. If you follow the 3 stars of the belt and head down, we'll head to the brightest star in the sky, Sirius, which is in Canis Major. Go the other direction, the 3 stars lead all the way up to the Pleiades, well, through Aldebaran first of all, in Taurus, and then on to the Pleiades star cluster. So those are ways to find your way around parts of the night sky. Orion does have many beautiful features. It has Betelgeuse, of course, Rigel, Orion Nebula, which is M42, and Marin's Nebula, which is called M43 or Messier 43. It also has the Trapezium Cluster, the Flame Nebula, the Horsehead Nebula, the Running Man Nebula, and Orion's Belt asterism. So that's just a number of the features, not all of them. And it is Betelgeuse, not Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is a quickly evolving, pulsating red supergiant star, only about 10 million years old. It has a temperature of about 3,500 Kelvin. That does stand out really nice and orange, just like the picture here, if you're out looking at it. It is between 430 and 640 light years from Earth. It's moving away from its birthplace around Orion's belt at about 30 kilometers per second. It varies in magnitude from 0.2 to 1.2 as its outer layers expand and contract. Now, expected to explode as a Type 2 supernova within the next million years or so. Now, when it does, it is expected to be about a magnitude -12, which would make it outshine the moon. And it would cast shadows at night and be visible in daylight. Now, how big is Betelgeuse? Do I still have that video? I think I do. So let's have a look at how big Betelgeuse really is. We're looking at the sun at the moment. We're going to shrink the sun down to a size that's more like normal. And we'll follow it to some of the orbits of the planets. There's Mercury, Venus, and Earth. And Mars. And here goes Betelgeuse. So basically, if you put it in the same place as our sun, it would go out to the orbit of Jupiter.
That's a big star.
Big red giant.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't want to be anywhere near that. We'd be inside it. Okay. Also, we have blue-white Rigel, which is the blue-white supergiant, about 770 light years away, the bottom left-hand side or right-hand side, depending on how you're looking at it. It is twice as hot and about 40,000 times brighter than our sun. And we would have to be about 200 times farther away, or about 5 times as far as Pluto, for life to exist, if we had around Rigel. It's a trinary system, actually, with the Rigel A 500 times brighter than Rigel B, which is actually a binary system. So, now some of the features that are in Orion besides the stars, excuse me, the Orion Nebula, Messier 42, which is probably the most photographed item in the winter sky, I'd say. Probably the most photographed.
Yeah.
It's called a diffusion or emission reflection nebula, about 1,400 light years from Earth. Now, it's one of the brightest nebula in the night sky. You can actually see it with naked eye. If you know, when you're looking at Orion, you've got a dark sky around you. You can look and you can see it naked eye. It is a stellar nursery where, with the trapezium, which is a collection of newborn stars at its center. It can be seen with the naked eye easily, and great in binoculars or a telescope for sure. Now, it's located in the Sword region along with M43, right down in this area here, just below the 3 stars. It's about 40 light years in diameter and has given birth to about 1,000 stars. Most of the stars in the nebula are actually immersed in the dust and gas behind what we can see. And then we have something called the Marin's Nebula, or M43, which is part of the Orion Nebula, but separated by a lane of dust, and it's about 1,600 light years away, and to the north of M42, and considerably dimmer. With M42, it forms what we call the Orion Complex. And then, of course, the famous Horsehead Nebula, Barnard 33. This is a diffuse dark nebula composed of dust and gases, where star formation is just taking place now. It's about 1,500 light years away, resembles a horse's head and the neck from Earth. That's why it's called a horse head. The swirling clouds of gas and dust are lit by a pinkish glow of hydrogen gas located behind the nebula and ionized by the nearby bright star Cygnus Orionis. The Cygnus Orionis, which is in fact a 5-star system, illuminates that entire region. And I'm going to take a little zoom in on the Horsehead, compliments of ESA, European Space Agency. And I believe this is a Hubble capture. So we'll zoom in here and take a look. It's a little bit flaky there, choppy on
Looks good here.
feeding out. Okay. On zoom it's a little bit, or in the OBS it is too. Anyway, you get the idea. It's popping in. Here we go to a natural color. What we think it might look like if we were next to it.
You know what's really interesting about that is when a lot of people image it, you see that star that's right in the center, not the great big one, but the small star that's in the middle. That's visible through a telescope if you get enough data on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a lot of photos that don't have those stars that are actually within that gas. And so it's interesting to see the different versions of it, you know, the way people capture it.
Right. Thanks for that, Paul. Okay, on to the Flame Nebula, which is another famous nebula in that area. It's an emission nebula, about 1,350 light years away. The Flame Nebula is home to a cluster of several hundred very young stars. 86% of these stars actually have circumstellar disks, so the youngest members are concentrated near the cluster center, while the older members lie in the outer regions. Now, stars at the center are only about 200,000 years old, just little babies. And on to the Running Man Nebula. You can see the Running Man sitting here. Another reflection nebula is that part of the Orion molecular cloud complex. The distance is about 1,500 light years. Now, the coloring of the region is predominantly blue. That's because the light from stars that are embedded in the nebula, many so young that they haven't even developed completely, they scatter the light more effective at the bluer end of the electromagnetic spectrum than the red. Now, this scattering takes place when light streaming from the stars interacts with superheated clouds of hydrogen. And of course, Orion's Belt, one of the most famous asterisms in the night sky. Asterism because it's not a constellation, it's something that we see, shape of, like the Big Dipper. With 3 stars from the left, Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mentaka. The 2 of these 3 stars are actually supergiant stars. And there they are, a little bit up close with the Horsehead and the Flame Nebula down here beside Alnitak. The belt stars are not perfectly aligned, and their alignment matches that of the 3 pyramids of Giza, while Orion's orientation to the Milky Way matches the pyramid's orientation to the River Nile. This has given rise to speculation that the 3 Great Pyramids were not just tombs, but were actually also served as the pharaoh's gateway to heaven. The constellation Orion was also associated with the Egyptian pharaoh Unas of the 5th dynasty. And there's our picture with Orion Nebula and the Orion complex, I'll say, like our complex. So here's the Running Man, there's the Nebula, here's the Horsehead and the Flame all together. So that's my bit of talk about Orion.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, stop sharing.
You know, and that's just getting, Mike's going to do next, but that's just getting started on what's in and around Orion.
Right.
Orion is kind of like the winter version of, and I know you don't like it, but Cygnus. And
I couldn't hear you. Couldn't hear you. What was that?
Oh, I'm sure you heard it. And both of those, the reason why you're finding that Orion itself is one of the most popular targets to shoot is because it's one of the brightest ones to shoot. And the same as with in Cygnus, you have the North American Nebula, and it's actually very bright. You can see that in a really dark sky with the telescope. You can see that very, very, very vividly, very clear. So as amateur astro people, when you first start out, you always look for the brightest objects. So M31, the Andromeda Galaxy, the Horsehead itself is actually quite easy to get. The Orion Nebula is really easy to get. M33, which is the the triangulum, or not the triangulum. Yeah, triangulum.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of those, and those are some of the reasons why they're the most popular targets.
Okay.
And some other reasons are because, especially with Orion and the Andromeda galaxy, is they're both really dynamic in range. So they both have really bright cores. So it's hard to get that core not blown out and still have all the detail all in and around it.
Right.
So most people actually have to take various images to be able and blend them together to be able to see all that. With Orion, especially with Andromeda, you can get away with some processing, but anyway, just a little tidbit of Orion and why that's one of the more popular targets.
Awesome. Thanks.
Other
Paul.
than that, if you drew it with a pencil, you can use an eraser to take out those bright spots.
Yeah, if your race will work on your screen, perfect.
Looks just like Orion, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, look at a comment here. Where is it? Mark said. Dan says one of the three belt stars are actually light years apart. We have just no depth perception.
Right.
And true. Now Mark
We
says.
covered that last time. I don't know, Mike. Are you going to cover that?
It's here
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, the shape of Orion. Yeah.
Not the shape. No, it's got a funny shape.
The three belt stars are actually light years apart. Yeah, and Mark says when Betelgeuse does explode, it'll be cloudy all over Ontario.
Yeah. Here too, trust me.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so that's my little contribution. Mike, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw up a quick thingy here. Let me open this up, and I'll share a picture. This picture. We should see this by now.
Yes.
Yep.
Now there's the whole what they call the Orion complex. So yes, you don't see the his arm up with the big club, and you don't see the what do they call it, bow and arrow that he carries or whatever. But this is the main area inside it. And what I found, I thought the same as I did last time, but I forgot. So I looked it up again, and I wanted to find out, is there anything in Orion that we really don't know about that much? And I come across a few cool things. Like number one, right in this area right here that they call the Orion Nebula itself, not the big Barnard Loop complex. That was that was actually made by a supernova, but down inside Orion's the nebula itself, they think there's a black hole. They can't actually see it, but all evidence points towards a black hole. That would be the closest black hole to the Earth. And they said that it's not yet directly detected, but data suggests that there's a massive object, roughly 200 times the mass of the sun, that exists in there somewhere. And they believe it's a black hole. So if nothing else, we might have the closest black hole to us might be right there in the Orion Nebula.
Cool.
As everyone said, the stars are actually not on a flat plane. They're all different in different directions and whatnot. It just looks like it's lined up like that to our perspective. But they range anywhere from 240 light years away is the closest star to 1,300 light years away is the furthest star. So, I mean, there's a big difference between the closest and the furthest stars in that complex when we think they're all just sitting at the same distance away from us. Now, here's the one that got me, and I'm going to show you some pictures of this. This is kind of cool. Can I get through over here? We'll start here. Orion's belt. It's not 3 stars. It's actually 9 stars that I didn't know about. You look up, you see the 3 stars and go, okay, Orion's belt got 3 stars. Well, out of those 3 stars, Alnitak, I believe, is the first one, or the second star in there is a single bright supergiant. It's 40 to 44 times mass of our sun and 30 to 32 times the diameter. Well, that's a single, so that's one. Lelum, is that what it's called? The first star? That's actually 3 stars. It's a triplet system, which blew me away. I did not know that it's got 3 stars in there instead of 1. We only see the one through any of the scopes that we look at. And then the last one, Mantica, or Bintaka, that's how you pronounce it, is actually a 5-star system.
Wow.
So we see 1 star, but maybe it's like us looking at Nizar and Alcor. When I look up, I see 1 star, but there's 2 there. Well, with Bintaka, we look up, we see 1 star, so there's 5 there. So 5, 3 is 8. In a single, 9 stars in a belt. Excuse me. The Orion Nebula, or the Orion Complex, sits along the celestial equator, so it can be seen anywhere from Earth, which we can't say about the Big Dipper. You can't see that from down south, but we can see Orion. Oh. Excuse me, from anywhere. So, that's one of the cool things about it. One other thing that I ran into was it has its own runner. Just southwest of the famous Orion Nebula lies the Running Man, which is a reflection nebula, and the Orion inside the Orion Molecular Cloud Complex. So, yeah, that was the only other thing I could come up with. I thought it was kind of cool to find out that the 3 stars are actually 9 stars. That one blew me away.
Yeah.
And the black hole that's in there in the Orion Nebula itself that they can't see, but all accounts point to something being in it that's massive. And that's what they think it is. And if it is, it's the closest black hole to the Earth. So,
Yes, sir.
ta-da. That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that there.
Well, Paul, before you go on, I'll just add one other thing here. Because we did mention about the distance between stars. I think
Yep.
I might have something here. Here's this one here, I think. So this should play. Hopefully it's going to play. Yeah.
Well, the true shape is.
Yeah, so this is how we see it, of course, 2D, right? So, but actually it's more like this. If you want to look at distances, I guess. In the side-on view.
Does it tell you the distance the stars are from?
I can find them, but it doesn't tell you on this. No, this is just a graphical representation of the actual distances that they are. You see the center one in the one in the center, one in the belt is a lot closer to us. Anyway, kind of cool little video. There.
All right. So when you showed that, actually, if you can bring that up again, just bring up the constellation itself.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, not the blown up 3D version, just the flat version.
Okay, yeah. It's that spot on the video. I'll do a share again.
Is there a nomenclature on them?
No.
Okay, I'll stick with the basic ones then. So if you can, once you find that,
There's
just make
right
it
there. Yeah.
wait for it to get a little bigger, so we can actually see it a little more clearly.
Okay, that's the video, so I'm not gonna be able to make that bigger.
Okay, all right, we can just pause it.
Okay.
So Betelgeuse or Betelgeuse, however you want to pronounce it, that star is 243 to 252 light years from us. Now let's go right down to the opposite corner to Rigel, and that one is 772 to 863 light years away. So just that in of itself is almost 4 times further away than Betelgeuse is.
Hmm.
So, but when you look at any constellation in the sky, we just see virtually everything in 2D,
Hmm.
right? It's just a flat, everything's flat. There's no actual depth in terms of how we see things.
Hmm.
If you go to Alnitak, which is a star that's associated with the Horsehead Nebula, that's 733 to 1260 light years away. And then we'll go to Mintaka, and that's 690 to 1200 light years away. And then we can go to Bella, and that's 243 to 252 light years away. So when you can put that forward the video, and then get to the point where you can see the separation in Orion, 3D wise. So so our view is to the left.
Oh, sorry. Oop, we go again.
There we go. Just pause it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we would be to the left of that, looking at it, right?
We're looking at it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so Betelgeuse is closer than Rigel, which is down the bottom.
Hmm.
Right. So that means that Earth would be on the left-hand side, looking to the right in this thing. So if your cursor goes to the left,
How far does it say Rigel is away?
Betelgeuse, Rigel is Betelgeuse is only 252.
Yeah.
So that's closer to us, which means that going to the left is where we're looking at
Right.
that.
Yeah. This
That
way.
model, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That model, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you can see the distance in that. So, as soon as you get out to space and get away from Earth, a fair distance away, the orientation is gone as we know it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Completely.
Same with the Big Dipper. I think you had one for the Big Dipper at one point in time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And yeah, so that's the interesting thing about not just Orion but constellations in general, is the way we see them are really not truly the way that they are out there, but it's just our perception.
Here you go, Paul. This answers it.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Bellatrix, Betelgeuse, Alnitak, Rigel. Yeah, that's a.
So look at the difference, right?
Hmm.
So now when you look at Rigel, Mike, if you can put your cursor on Rigel, that's there you go. And then if you put your cursor back to Betelgeuse, so you can see that the Earth is actually on the left-hand side, just like that last demonstration that Chris had. It just didn't show you where the Earth was. So looking from the Earth being on the left, looking to the right, that's how the depth perception was done on that video. So, but anyway, that's pretty cool. So no matter where you were outside of Earth, it would not look like Orion as we know it.
Exactly.
And look where the nebula is.
Yeah, way.
Yeah.
Too bad it's not closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not going to go into a bunch of stats and stuff about Orion. Only that in the wintertime for observing, it's this time of the year, it's one of the first things. As soon as it gets dark, Orion's up. And it stands up it's almost getting to the point where it's almost up straight, almost to a little bit of an angle. Over the course of the night, it'll start to switch over. But right above it, you have Taurus, and you have Aldebaran, the really, really bright orange star. And then above that, of course, you have Pleiades, the little seven sisters, or some people call it the mini Little Dipper. So when you go out at night, once we have clear skies, and take a look up, those things are so easily identifiable. Now, if you can go to a dark sky site, I don't even think it has to be even all that dark, but dark enough, you can actually see with the naked eye the color difference between Rigel, which is that hot, bright star down in the corner, and Betelgeuse, which is the one everybody's waiting to explode. you can actually see the blue and the orange color naked eye. And I say the younger you are, the more you'll see of it. But because I went out and I did that a couple of times just to see, could I see that? And you can. So in binoculars, definitely. But using the naked eye, you can see those colors. And it's the same with Aldebaran because it's an orange star as well.
Yeah.
So just a couple of things just to kind of go out and take your kids out and go to a dark sky spot, find Orion, and then try to get them to see the differences in the colors of those stars. And just that in itself is a good little thing to do, because then as you start looking around the sky to different constellations, there are some that will show you different colors. Now, some are not bright enough for the naked eye. You have to see them in telescopes. But even looking through a telescope, the one that we use all the time is the double star in Cygnus, the orange and blue one.
No, in Cygnus.
Aren't we smart, eh?
Alberio.
Alberio, yeah.
Alberio.
Well, see, it's a summer. It's a summertime one. I forgot all about it.
This is what happens when you get to really study something. And your head's so into it, you forget about all the other stuff.
And you get old. Getting old is part of it too. Yeah.
We all got stumped. But anyway, yeah, Alberio. So that's one it's such a pleasure to look at. So that's in the summer constellation version of Orion in Cygnus. But it's another one of those fun ones that, rather than just looking for, these big cloud nebulosity that you're not really going to see much color on, look at stars, because you will see a lot of color in various stars through telescopes and all that. And that is, you actually see it for really what it is. And the brightness in stars, when you look at Rigel through a telescope, it's just really bright. And in the summertime, when you get to see Cygnus, look up to Lyra and look for Vega. And you want to see a really bright star. Sirius, down on the lower hand side of Orion. That is the brightest star, is it not?
Yeah.
So look at that star through a telescope. And what's really neat to look at it, a lot of people say, well, I look through a telescope, stars just a bunch of points of light. Not if you really look at them, especially if you look at them through a Newtonian. Newtonian would be kind of what Chris has behind him in either his Dobsonian version or the little other telescope, because those have what they call spikes, or a spider that holds the central mirror. And because they've got the spider that holds the central mirror, it creates these spikes. So when everybody sees the picture of the Christmas star, and it always has these spikes on it, right? So if you look through a Newtonian telescope or a Ritchie-Chrétien, you're going to see those spikes. And so it's really, really pretty to look at something like that, because within the circular portion, the central portion of the star, it's just spiking all over the place, just gorgeous. And then you've got these extra long spikes through that type of telescope. So you can actually get that sort of Christmas star kind of a look. And it's really, really fun to look at. So just look at a whole bunch of different stars, different colors and all that stuff. But in and around Orion, there's so much to look at that you can see like that. But even with the naked eye, without any telescope or anything, look for Rigel and look for Betelgeuse. Very, very good to see those colors.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's my thing on Orion.
Sounds good.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Alberio, Robert says. Yeah, thanks, Robert.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you can take pictures of Orion. You see that?
Oh, yeah, right.
And then you can have it put on a T-shirt like my friend Devin did for me. And he even designed something like that. Look at this.
Look at that.
This is his design of the horse head and the flame. Now, the horse head and the flame are separate nebulas, but in this case, it's incorporated as one. So very cool.
Very cool.
So space can be lots of fun. You can have you can do all kinds of stuff with it. Computers are wonderful things to play with.
Sometimes even on your coffee mug, you can get a picture of your cat drinking your coffee.
There you go.
I've got her. Oh, look.
Yeah.
I've got Orion in the mug.
Coffee. Oh, cool. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
You put hot coffee in this at night, and all these stars light up. The heat lights them up, so it's kind of cool.
You'll never guess what I got.
Surprise, surprise.
Red. Everything's the color of Betelgeuse in Mike's world.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we covered that okay. I don't see any other comments coming in here, but if we do have any comments, I'll be certainly watching for them, so let me know. Mark says Betelgeuse is recently estimated to be 530 light years away, but usually studied between 640 and 720.
Yeah,
It's a long ways away. That's what I'll say.
it's a long ways away.
Yeah. Going to be hard to navigate my starship, Dan says. Don't think we're getting anywhere with Starship the way things are going, but let's hope.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And yeah, we're going to say hello to my brother Danny, who's our most
Hey, Dan.
faithful follower. Hey, Dan.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Asked me to say hello tonight, so we did. Okay. All right. Let's go from there to a binocular target of the week, maybe next.
Binocular target of the week this week.
Who's it by?
Yeah. Well, we can't say that.
Rhino blood.
It is, too. Look at that.
Now, I know it's a family-friendly show, but just to be on the safe side. Anyway,
Do I have to hit the end stream button? No? Okay.
binocular target of the week this week by Bona Bud is the mini beehive.
Oh.
They must be worker bees, right?
Yeah, refrigeration guys. They're refrigeration bees.
I had that guy fix my sink.
Yeah, my refrigerator. Yeah.
Alrighty, well, M41, also known as NGC 2287, is an open cluster in the constellation of Canis Major, sometimes referred to as the Little Beehive Cluster. It was discovered in 1654 and perhaps known to Aristotle as far back as 325 BC. So it lies about 4 degrees, almost exactly due south of Sirius, the bright star in the sky, and could easily be seen in binoculars. So how would I find it in the sky? Well, we went until 11 o'clock tonight and went outside, and guess what? If the clouds weren't here, you look up, you find Orion, which is right above Sirius, or right just to the side of it. Come on down, look for the shape of the doggy. You can't miss it. The brightest star in the sky we'll ever see from the northern hemisphere, and come straight down from that, and look at that. She's right there, and almost straight down from Sirius. So, which would be 166 degrees southeast at 11 o'clock at night. Closer look, draw a straight line, almost straight down. You can't miss it. It's a big little beehive. Trust me. What would it look like? Well, a nice shot of it here, done in mono. And oh, look, there's some star spikes too. So it must have been done with a Newtonian of some sort. But it's a beautiful open cluster, nice bright stars, easy to see. 10 by 50 binoculars, yeah, it stands right out. You'll know when you're on it. Just come down from that one bright star Sirius, and this thing will jump right out at you. Compared to the full moon, at least the size of the full moon, if not a little bit bigger. So real easy to see. A nice target. Good time of year. Nice and cold. Get out there, grab your binoculars, and have a look. Are you ready for this one? This one is not a bad pun, actually. This is really good.
Oh, that's what you say.
I'll say it once. It speaks for itself.
All right.
Waka, 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 waka.
Oh, no.
Come on. You can't tell me that doesn't remind you.
Oh, come on, my beehive.
Mini beehive.
Oh, beehive. Oh, beehive.
And that's the binocular target of the week by the Butt.
It's a classic, Mike. Thanks. I think.
Mini beehive.
Beehive. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly.
There we go. Okay, Mr. Paul, let's have a Rosanna's fun fact next.
All right, let me see if I can make this happen, number one. All right, and it's got a share wall screen, top screen there, share, and here we go.
Rosanna's Fun Fact.
Wow. Welcome back, Rosanna, to another absolutely wonderful fun fact. So Rosanna went away, so she sent me this a little earlier through the week. So here we go. So she writes, "Hi, Paul. Last week's show titled The Galactic Zoo reminded me of a Zooniverse, which we covered quite a few fun facts ago, in a fascinating project known as Galaxy Zoo that is still going on." Now, let me just get the photos up. There we go. I'll make that so you can see it. Yeah, there we go. So Galaxy Zoo is a crowdsourced astronomy project which invites people to assist in the morphological classification of large numbers of galaxies. It is an example of citizen science as it enlists rather the help of members of the public to help in scientific research. So, who is crowdsourcing? The word crowdsourcing is a portmanteau of crowd and outsourcing, and I think there might be an image here. Hang on. There we go. In contrast to outsourcing, crowdsourcing usually involves less specific and more public groups of participants. It probably doesn't mean this. I wasn't copying off others, I was crowdsourcing the answers. So contemporary crowdsourcing also often involves digital platforms to attract and divide work between participants to achieve a cumulative result. Crowdsourcing is not limited to online activity. Let me see if I can, there we go. However, and there are various historical examples of crowdsourcing. So early crowdsourcing, a key factor leading to the creation of the project was the problem of data deluge. Our current world is overwhelming due to the availability of vast amounts of information and data. Kevin Swazinski, previously an astrophysicist at Oxford University and co-founder of Galaxy Zoo, defined the problem of data deluge that led to the Galaxy Zoo's creation when he was set the task of classifying the morphology of more than 900,000 galaxies by eye that had been imaged by the Sloan Digital Sky Survey at the Apache Point Observatory in New Mexico. And there it is. In 2007, when Galaxy Zoo first started, the science team hoped that the 20 to 30,000 people would take part in classifying the 900,000 galaxies that made up the first sample. It had been estimated that a perfect graduate student working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, would take 3 to 5 years to classify all the galaxies in the sample. However, in the first Galaxy Zoo, more than 40 million classifications were made in approximately 175 days by more than 100,000 volunteers, providing an average of 38 classifications per galaxy. One really cool thing that happens when so many people participate is that someone may spy an anomaly or an oddity. There's one there. This is exactly what happened in 2007 to one of the first-year participants in Galaxy Zoo. Hanny van Arkel, a Dutch school teacher, discovered an astronomical phenomenon called a quasar ionization, echo rather. It appears as a bright blob close to a spiral galaxy, IC 2497, in the constellation Leo Minor. Now, Hanny's Voorwerp, or HSV, is the name given to the space oddity. Voorwerp means item. Some see a set of cat's eyes near the bottom with the green swirling body above, ready to pounce. The green is standard false color that is used to represent the presence of several luminous emission lines of glowing oxygen rather. Here is Hanny's Voorwerps broken down into parts. So the first one is the spiral galaxy, which is IC 2497. The second one is a large tidal tail, which is down here, of gas and is pulled out of the spiral galaxy. The third one is engorged with gas, a black hole at the center of IC 2497, turns on as a quasar and emits a powerful cone of light, which ionizes a portion of the tidal tail, creating Hanny's Voorwerp. And fourth is gas streaming out of the galaxy's center, impacts the tidal tail and triggers the star formation.
Wow.
That is very cool. So astronomers found that Hanny's Voorwerp, it's a hard word to say, is the only visible part of a 300,000 light year long gaseous streamer stretching around the galaxy. The greenish Voorwerp is visible because a searchlight beam of light from the galaxy's core illuminated it. The beam came from a quasar, a bright energetic object that is powered by a black hole. This is kind of what I'm just repeating what I said, but an encounter with another galaxy may have fed the black hole and pulled the gaseous stream from IC 2497. So how cool is that? It's very cool. So this Galaxy Zoo began in 2007, and by 2017 there have been 15 versions. The owner rather of the project is the Citizen Science Alliance, and the zoo is available in English, French, Spanish, German, Polish, Czech, Chinese, and Japanese. The project is still ongoing, so please feel free to sign up. I'm sure there's just not one Vorwerp and 900,000 images. Could you find the next one? And that is awesome. And that is this week's. Well, you don't hear it, but Rosetta's Fun Fact.
There, see, that's the. If it doesn't play, you should have to sing it.
I should.
I know. Vorus, that's pretty cool. So the only way they saw it was because it had a light shining on it, basically.
Yeah. You know, if you ever get bored with your telescope stuff, or if you don't know what to do with a telescope, there are so many places out there looking for volunteers to go through data or to search for things or to take a sector of the sky and then try to find things. And that's where a lot of people find these asteroids and comets and all these other things. That's what they do. And sometimes it's fun to take your telescope and just maybe set it up in a very particular part of the sky, track that spot of the sky, maybe for 2 or 3 weeks, and see if you can find anything different in there. Because if you did, then you can actually put it out there and say, I found this in this part of the sky. Has anybody else seen this activity? And then you can start comparing things, and it becomes more scientific, but it's another way to enjoy astronomy rather than looking at the same objects all the time, right?
And you may get awarded with the naming of it.
Well, that's it, and that could be very cool.
An asteroid or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. Everybody discovers things, right? And it's so vast out there, it's impossible for everything to be discovered. So
Yeah, that's right. Sky. Thanks, Paul, and thank you, Rosanna. Awesome topic. Very interesting. Okay, let's go to some photos then, I guess. Next, that's up to me, I guess. Put them up right over here, I think.
In space, no one can hear you sing.
Good thing. Okay. I'm going to start out here with share my screen first of all. I think it's going to be this one. Yes. We good there?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right. So yeah, we've got start off with this one from Robert Carson. Robert says, "Hi, Chris." He says, "The other night I was down at St. Rest Beach." He said, "I took the Sea Star S50 before the clouds came in." He said it was windy and I had a lot of dropped frames, but came away with these 3 shots. This one of Jupiter, 15-second video. That's cool. And then he's got a Orion Nebula.
Never gets old, does it?
Never gets old. No. Beautiful shot. Yeah. And thirdly, the Horsehead. It's a 3-minute shot of the Horsehead.
Yes,
4
sir.
minutes. 4 minutes on Orion and 3 minutes on the Horsehead.
Nice.
There we go. Yeah. Nicely go. Well, with the Sea Star S50. So thank you for those, Robert.
Yes, very nice.
Go from there to Chris Waldek's capture here. He said, "This is Orion Nebula captured last time it was clear here in London, Ontario, back in December 21st. Oh, Chris. Yikes.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Sorry for that.
You had a clear night?
Very nice.
Celestron Origin, he said, Antilla quad band filter, 15-minute exposure, post-processed in Lightroom for auto clarity and noise reduction. So nicely
Yes, sir.
done. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. You see the core of that?
Yeah.
So if he was to take another image, really like a very short image, then he would get the trapezium in there, and then he could blend the two of them in Lightroom and have the whole thing.
Right.
Awesome.
You use a pencil and take an eraser and just take it
Yeah,
out.
get that eraser going.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for that, Chris. Excuse
Very
me.
nice.
Okay, let's go move on here to Robert Cadet's capture of the Horsehead.
There you go.
Flame of the Horsehead. So these are Sea Star S50 pictures, both 1 hour exposures of 20-second frames in EQ mode, processed in serial and finishing touches in Photoshop. That one and his Orion Nebula capture as well.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Look at the colors. Wow.
There
Yeah.
now, look at that, eh?
So everybody gets a little bit different. I notice, like I see a lot of these, right? And a lot of people have a little bit different variations of color on them.
Yeah.
But nicely done. Thanks, Robert.
Nice done.
Yeah, very nice.
Have another one here too from Margie Jenkins. My pick of Orion, she says, from a couple of nights ago.
'Tis the season.
Yeah, so she has an S30 telescope, C-Star S30, 25 minutes of exposure time.
Right on.
Yeah, nicely done.
So they're 10-second 10 to 30 seconds on those or something like that?
25 minutes altogether, so yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's...
there'd be,
yeah.
there'd be a lot of 10 seconds. I think they're 10 to 30 seconds or something.
Hmm.
Maybe they're a little longer, I'm not sure, but anyway, you put them all
Yeah.
together, it really gives you lots of data.
It's a nice one.
Yeah,
And
very
she
good.
says, this is one I was doing Friday night, she says,
Oh,
Horsehead in the Flame in Orion's Belt. And that's with a C-Star S30 as well, so
Wow.
well done with
yeah,
that.
very nice.
Big little rigs.
They are, aren't they? Yeah. They're very popular.
Yep.
Thank you for those, Margie. And we're going to move on to Pat Bacon's shot here. She says, New Year's Eve 2024, she said, sure beats man-made fireworks.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
Yes.
iPhone.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a quick
If you look-
iPhone.
If you look at that image and look down to where Orion, the nebula actually is,
Yeah.
you can see very clearly in that picture that the nebula is actually nebulosity, and below it is a star.
Right.
You see,
Yeah.
you can see how it's kind of fuzzy,
Yeah.
and that's actually, if you looked up with a naked eye, this is actually a really good rendition of what it would look like in the dark sky with a naked eye, because that's what you would see.
Yeah. It stands right out at you. There's no doubt you're seeing it when you do see it.
Well, that's the same with that and Andromeda. When you look at it with the naked eye, you can see it once you know where it is.
Mm.
But it's fuzzy. It's not real sharp like a star. Same as when you find a comet.
Yeah.
If it's a naked eye comet, it's the same thing. So,
I like about them is that you see how large Orion appears at the horizon.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like the moon illusion that you have, right? When you see the big moon coming up over the horizon, but you see the constellations do the same thing. But Orion really stands out when it does that when it's rising. Yeah.
if you're driving back from Coles Island,
Hmm.
and there's a long stretch between Young Coves and Coles Island, but
yeah.
you're up on top, and it's a really low horizon.
Yeah.
And when Orion is coming up over that, it is massive.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm driving. I was like, I'm probably going to go off the road, but I got to keep looking at it.
Look, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Thank you, Pat, for that.
Very nice.
All right, and I'm going to go to James Forster. Got this one. He said early this morning. So yeah,
Wow.
Ooh, look
So-
at there.
yeah,
Very nice.
nice little capture. So and again, I should mention too, because there is a report out right now about there was an X1.9, I believe, today,
Yep.
solar flare, and then an M5.8 or something behind it, like as
Yeah.
part of the same explosion, I'll say. Same release, and there's a large CME, a halo, full halo CME that has been released as well. Part of it is Earth directed, and the spot where the sunspot was also Earth facing right now. So I would say between 24 and 48 hours, they're saying we should be able to see the result of that, which could be a G3 or maybe even stronger, because there's also a strong solar wind coming out right now too from a coronal hole that's on the sun. So
But is this an aurora or is this something else?
this is an aurora, I'd say. Yeah. Because there was aurora over the last couple of days too. Yeah.
Okay, because it's just one small spot.
Yeah. It's quite a green spike there. Yeah.
But based on
Yeah.
the size of the trees, maybe they were using a longer telescope or lens. Did it say what the reason for a lens?
He didn't say, and I'm not sure if he's on here tonight, but if he is on here,
Yeah,
James, maybe you can comment and let me know.
Okay, because the trees look big, so it looks like they're using a longer lens. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice picture. either way.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go from there to know that you can send your images into astronomybythebay@gmail.com, and we'd be happy to put them up on the next broadcast. I did have I missed Annie's picture last week, but I put it up as my cover page for all week long, so hope that would offset it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to make mention. Mark commented on the trapezium shots. The latest C-Star update allows 2-second images shots, so you can get trapezium-like objects.
Okay.
That's great.
There you go.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, awesome.
All right, going to go from there quickly to the calendars because I didn't really pick out too much happening this week. If you look down through it here, I mean, here's tonight, we're getting new moon actually tonight, which is kind of cool. But we're not into anything really until next weekend. It's Saturn, Neptune, and Moon all in line next Friday, I guess. But this calendar comes out from Lisa's Look Up Astronomy and More. You can find this calendar at her page, and she lists the event here, the date of the event, the peak time for the event, and what you need for seeing tools, either naked eye, binoculars, or a telescope. And you can find Lisa at Ruby Moonbeams on Instagram, Mastodon, Facebook, Threads, and now on Blue Sky. Thank you, Lisa. And we're going to move on to that, to our January-February calendar, which was the one put out by Kurt Nason. This is a nice 6-week calendar here, so if you're looking for what's up in the night sky over the next week or so, just go to our page, sjastronomy.ca. You can download the calendar there. And,
Look at all the red ink.
Look at all the red ink, yeah. That's all red spots, eh?
Jupiter right now, if you've got like a 6-inch or an 8-inch SCT,
Yep.
now's the time to go view Jupiter.
Absolutely. You got all these transits happening too. Like this is a transit egress, shadow egress. You've got occultations happening. There's a transit of that would be of Io. Yeah. A transit of Io also happens from there. It is on Wednesday night, so you can see the moon transit across Jupiter and its shadow right behind it. So that this is the time to catch, like Paul says. Look, you can see all these blue ones. These are all transits and shadows, and the red ones are red spots. So because Jupiter is at prime viewing right now, we're getting a lot of this available. Yeah. So anyway, go to sjastronomy.ca and you can download the calendar there for free. No charge. Awesome. Okay, I have this little contest going on right now.
You got a box of craft dinner.
Yeah. So I'm offering a little, because we're going back to the moon. I mean, we may not be going to land on the moon as soon as we had hoped, from what I'm hearing, but we are going to at least loop the moon for sure. And astronauts are going to be farther out than they've ever been away from the planet Earth. And of course, there are 4 astronauts going. The commander, then there's the first person of color is going this time around, and the first woman is going, and also the first Canadian, Jeremy Hansen. So that's kind of exciting here for us in Canada. Canada is supposed to have one of the 4 seats going forward now with every mission coming up. So I said, well, let's celebrate it a little bit by having kids draw a little bit of a moon art contest. So all you have to do is draw what it might be like for you and your family to take off and head to the moon. With the contest, you just enter the picture of the child's drawing on my page, or send it into astronomybythebay@gmail.com if you like. I'm gathering them all together. We'll have a contest draw later on. The entries are due really on February the 8th. I might extend that out a little bit, but we'll see how it happens. But anyway, I did get a couple of entries so far. So I got this one here.
Oh,
this is from Jack. And look at my notes here.
Sir.
Yeah. So Jack is nearly 6, and he said there's rockets to the moon with interpretations of the planets, sun, stars, and space station. And
got
sure
them all,
enough, they're
didn't
there. Uranus, Jupiter, Mars. Look, he's got them all there. Mercury, Saturn, Earth, Venus. So great job there, Jack. Good stuff. That's
Very
one entry.
nice. Great
We have another one here from Malcolm. This one is 4-year-old. No, this is from Sunny. I'm sorry. This is a picture of me on the moon, he says, and there's a spaceship that's going to land on the moon, and there's a comet chasing the rocket, and there are some stars and shooting stars in space. So there we go.
Sir.
Yeah, that's a very busy picture and
That's
very
awesome.
well done.
Very
Great job,
good.
Sunny.
Yes, sir.
And I think I got this one here from Malcolm. Yeah, so 4-year-old Malcolm here. He said, in my picture, the moon has grass, and it's super duper green.
That's awesome.
And there is a rocket ship, and the Earth, and me, and Daddy, and Mummy, and my sister Lydia, and we're all floating on the moon. The words say, "Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoy looking at my picture." There we go. And we did enjoy looking at your picture, Malcolm. Very well done. So
Yes.
again, just send your entries into astronomybythebay@gmail.com, or put them on my Facebook page if you follow me there, and we'll keep them into the contest. And I got this one from Jeff Pendlebury. He said, when I introduced the contest, Jeff said, he sent this one to me. He said, I always get a kick out of this picture after setting up my scope a few years ago. So there we go. That's what it's all about right there.
Right there.
So
I got the little guy, eh?
yeah. And that's it for that part.
That's fantastic.
Okay, and I just need a second here. We'll get our final part of the show up. Anyway, you guys been out observing at all?
The clouds, yes. You know what it is? I think it's my fault.
Okay,
I think
I'll
I
go
figured
along
it out. Because just before Christmas, I got that little, lens and I made a think scope out of it. Well, that was good for 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And then I just got my other stuff for that little 80 millimeter Esprit I got. I got to stop buying stuff because I'm killing
The weather.
everybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah, buzzkill.
Yeah, buzzkill.
This is what astronomer buys equipment. You know what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, it is. All right, well then that's our show for tonight. So in closing then tonight, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us again. Appreciate it. Special thanks again, of course, goes out to Rosanna and her fun fact segment. Thank you once again, Rosanna, for the great topic. Remember too, we do love getting your photos, so send them into astronomybythebay@gmail.com. We'll be happy to put them up in our next broadcast. And we're always here looking for suggestions for other ideas for shows. We run out of ideas after, almost 7 years now. So let's, bring them up. We like to talk about what you want to hear. So send it into the same address and we'll try to make it happen for you. So for now then, from Mike and Paul and Rosanna and I, we wish you all a very, very happy week. Maybe you'll get some clear skies. I think we're saying clear sky maybe for Wednesday night for us locally, but it's all snow the rest of the week. So, well, whatever. We'll get through it. As we like to say, guys, open your eyes to view the skies and keep your scopes pointed up.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.